I'm going to be speaking about video about sparring without ego. This is very important to know when it comes to sparring. Now, we have different types of sparring. We have taekwondo, karate, we have boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, hapkido. We have different types of sparring. Now, I'll go talk about sparring without ego. It is very important of sparring without ego. What's importance of that is, number one, you the master of the ego. Once again, you the master of the ego. You're not a slave to the ego that lets ego control you. You're the master of the ego. Means you control the ego. Okay? Because reason why I'm talking about sparring without ego, because I tell you what's my biggest turn off when it comes to sparring. People with huge ego do things very competitively. They think they're better than that. That really turns me off. And remember, there's no win, no lose, no pride, no ego. Just have fun. Develop your movements. Discover yourself. That's literally what sparring is. And sparring without ego coming from is you have to do things very intelligent way. Do it in a very science way, but yet do it in a very intelligent type of way. To gain as a martial artist. People with huge ego turns me off. Now, if you look at boxing, kickboxing, cage fighting, even jiu-jitsu, they spar, right? They spar a lot. But problem is, they spar with the ego. I don't like the idea of spar with the ego, because they think they're better, this and that. Then, suddenly they do irresponsible stuff. When you do irresponsible stuff, that's not good. That's why lately I have my own expression in sparring. After I tore my ACL, I realized I have to have my own expression in sparring. Means you gotta spar with the right people to get better yourself. You gotta spar without an ego to express yourself. You gotta spar without an ego to have the self-discovery. You gotta spar without an ego to bettering yourself. You gotta spar without an ego to gain responsibility of your techniques. Means spar with science, but don't spar with science, but very intelligent way. Let's say, for example, punching. Okay, I don't like to punch directly with my fist. Boom. Because I could knock him out. Okay, I could. But me, I spar with hands here. Oh, I don't even want to slap him, because even slap is a pain. I do this, because that's a intelligent way of sparring. That trained them. Think about, so one punch will end the fight. Gotta think about that, because you want to, boom, get him. This is importance of intelligent way of sparring. But I have to spar without the ego. That's very important to do. And sparring, and also I like to kick legs too, but I don't like to do it irresponsibly like Muay Thai fighters do. Muay Thai fighter, they kick their leg hard as they can. like they're macho man. And I don't like that. But I'm doing it intelligent and responsible way. But I do this, not just roundhouse kicks, like side kicks too. In scoop kicks. Front kicks. We need that because sparring without ego helps you prep for a real life situation. You never know what's going to happen. Something happen quick. That's why you're going to sparring, because sparring is the good stuff that you need to do. And in order to get very good at martial arts, you gotta spar. If you want to become a good martial artist, you gotta spar. Spar is a way of self-discovery. Spar is a way to figure out what works and what's not working. That will test your ability, test your techniques, see what works and not working. That's what sparring is. Another thing too about sparring is it also trains you in a real fight, but yet in a very intelligent way. That is without ego. We do it in a very balanced way, like yin and yang balanced way. The yang is a science. Means you could punch in the face, you could kick the leg, you could kick the back. Again, this is real, right? Science, like a real thing. But yet, yin means intelligent. Do it very intelligent way. Means not to hurt each other. But yet, do this techniques like what happened in a real fight. Reason why I say yin, because you don't want to knock someone out. But at the same time, you gotta think as one punch will end the fight. If you cannot handle this one here, soft, you cannot handle a hard slap. Boom. If you cannot handle this, you cannot handle fist in your jaw. Fist in your jaw. Because it's the way real sparring is. Now let's think about Nerf guns. It don't make no sense to spar with real guns. It don't make no sense because you could kill somebody easy. No matter how responsible you are, you will kill someone easy. And that's why we use Nerf guns. To be safe. If you can't handle a Nerf guns, if you cannot survive in a Nerf gun sparring, you cannot handle a real gun fight. That's the way it is. Same thing, knife. It don't make no sense to spar with a real bladed knife because you could cut somebody no matter how responsible you are. Spar with a real knife is stupid. Spar with a real gun is stupid. That's why we use fake blades, like where it's so safe and able to do stuff. Same thing, you can't spar real nunchucks, you can't spar real bow, you can't spar real sword, you can't spar real scrimma, because you could, it doesn't make no sense. You gotta spar with foam stuff that's very safety. You could practice on each other. That's what I meant by spar with science, but yet very intelligent way. No, like real stuff happens. That's the science, but yet do it in a very intelligent way. By you could hit them without hurting people. You could get them without real guns. Instead, use real like Nerf guns. That is simple about sparring without ego. And also, even though Nerf gun, like, it's not real, but still put your ego right in the check. Just like real guns. Real violence is guns. Get shot, that's real as it gets. There's no pride, no ego, no competition, none of that. real as it gets. Okay? And I see a lot of combat sport fighters, they spar with the ego. Not only that, they think they're the best fighter in the world, but yet there's rules, limited rules. Like Taekwondo, Kyokushin Karate rules. No punch in the face. They think, oh, I'm a better fighter without punching the face. Well, what if punch gets you in real life? One punch in the fight. I don't like to punch here. I like to do this. And certain combat sport fighters think, oh, they're better, and other people can't fight. Good, I gain the advantage. In a real fight, I'll break that knee right in half. Finger right in the eye. Those stuff happens. So there's no pride, no ego. Just have that improvement, have the development. That's it. And another thing too, there's people tell me that to me is bullshit. Excuse my language. It's bullshit. Is without the ego, you cannot get good. To me, bullshit. I disagree. Now, that's part of the reason why you need to spar without ego. Okay? Because if you spar with ego, guess what? You could hurt somebody. You could hurt yourself too. No, not only that though, if you spar with the wrong people, you could get hurt. It's like having sex, okay? If you have sex with the wrong person, guess what? You go get AIDS. Like what happened to Eazy-E. They get AIDS because having sex with the wrong woman. Okay? So what I talk about is spar without ego, spar with the right people. You gotta spar with the right people to protect yourself from injuries. And don't spar with each other without knowing each other. And another thing I cannot stand about that, when you compete against each other, a bunch of times you don't know each other. When you don't know each other, it's like having sex. If you have sex with like a person that you don't know, you never know what they have. They have AIDS, they have this. And that's part of the reason why, like, you have to get to know the person before you spar. Same thing for man and woman. Get to know each other before having sex. That's simple. Okay? So as you get to know each other, it's easy. It's part of the reason why you need to know each other beforehand. And that's part of the reason why I spar with my own adult students. Because, number one, adult students know me, and I get to know him beforehand and make sure there's no injury. Got to look at other people's safety. That's important of sparring. So it's very important on that. And I enjoy sparring with my adult students because I know them, they know me. No matter what level of talents they are, you know. And my adult students always improving, you know, with the talents they have. And also me, myself, always improving myself too. In the past, I've been sparring with my adult students. I always have bad influence of pride and ego. Like in the movie Spider-Man, like once influence have pride and ego, you turn from red, blue suit Spider-Man into a black suit Spider-Man. That influenced him to have pride and ego. That made me like a bad Karate Kid type. I don't like that. It's like thinking, I never want to do that. I don't like competing with that. Stupid. In the past, master, like maybe past 8 years ago, I've been done that, and I was like, I never want that, because it's not right. I feel, what if like with my pride and ego I had, it's not right. You know, I do not want to compete against that. That I did not enjoy. Right now, I enjoy sparring with my adult students because of I don't have no pride, I don't have no ego. Same thing with my adult students. No pride, no ego. Just enjoy, you know, literally what we want to do. And if you spar with wrong people, it causes injuries. It happens like my adult students were like, he sparred with wrong people, and he's a late age that he got his ribs broken because he sparred with wrong people. Here's another thing too, of level of control why you hit hard. You could hit hard with level of control. That is a very high level of control. You could hit hard like this. Sounds like you kill someone, right? But you have a high level control. Can you do to people who are not sensitive? Yes, you can. But if you spar with somebody who's very sensitive, don't do it. Because people who's in almost 60 years old, if you do that to them, like easily could break the ribs, easily could break the bones. I would not recommend that. So I will go here. If people's not sensitive, just go. That's what I would go for, you know, people who are not sensitive. I would go for that. Okay? Once again, you gotta get to know the people before you do that. You might go do a level of hitting hard of control to certain people. I can't do it to certain people. There are certain people I know I could do. Yeah, do it. So that, as in sparring, once again, you gotta spar without the ego. No ego, you spar. You have a better control, more development, bettering yourself, better discovering yourself, and you could hit hard with good control. Depends on the person according to your judgments. And when it comes to sparring, if you spar with wrong people, you will get injuries. Just like you have sex with wrong person, you will get AIDS.